Hello, everybody. So I wanted to do this video on a positive note. Um, Now that I have shared some drama, and some people don't like drama, don't like it either, believe it or not. Uh, but it happens. Okay, so um, I mentioned a few things, right, that um, involved my relationship with Fred Krueger and his group Bitcoin First. Um, it's it was not my idea to make it public. Um, I wish we could have resolved it between me and Fred on a personal level, but for he made a choice. I'm not going to question his choice. I'm trying to understand what is going on. Of maybe is a temporary situation because I do care about Fred as a person. I like him, his personality, his ideas, and I will continue to follow him. I can see his post is good actually now that. When you're blocked, you can see still the post of somebody, um, and also his YouTube video. So I don't have anything negative to say about him. Um, like I say, I wish this situation could have been resolved differently. But people have certain boundaries, and I know that in my case, I'm very obsessive. It comes with the territory. This is why I was able to stay with Bitcoin for 12 years, studying Bitcoin, understanding Bitcoin, diving into Bitcoin, and this is what I have to share. Okay, it's not an excuse. It can be something that I need to be aware, and hopefully this situation can be handled in time. With the things I can control, mostly how I interact with people. I know that sometimes it sounds very dismissive or categorical in my assertion. Mostly with people that I feel sometimes they are not interested in having a real dialogue, and I feel they didn't spend enough time, or they want to in understanding Bitcoin. But you know, it's difficult to understand people's intention um, online. So I said in a post I'm going to make a pledge in trying to be more understanding, more patient, and think about what I want to say before I say it. Even when I'm challenged, or maybe there are people that don't respect my work or my experience in understanding Bitcoin. But we discuss all these things. Uh, at a certain point, maybe we can have a live video where I can answer questions if necessary. But uh, one of the things I wanted to discuss in this video is my approach to uh, Bitcoin, in general. So the idea is that, and I know I am criticized for that, but we are not anymore where we were when Bitcoin was created, right? At that time, you could have bought literally few dollars worth of Bitcoin, and if you were true to it, and many people were not because they sold it when it was $20, when it was $100, $1,000, and they don't have it anymore, you will be a millionaire now. Okay, and very few people have done that. I've been with Bitcoin for 12 years, and I did sell some to rebuy at lower prices. I did sell some time Bitcoin to buy uh, coins were like what we call shit coins, and I made some money, I lost some money, I was hacked, many different experiences, and you learn over time, right? And you learn that Bitcoin is the best asset there is in the world. My position, though, still now is yes, I want Bitcoin over time, and there are many ways you can do it, right? You can get a job and work hard, but most of us, most people cannot, they cannot save thousands and thousands of dollars. They can save few $100, right, every month, and you should save it in Bitcoin, of course. But um, there are many other things you can do, right? And that is the idea. That is the idea that I'm trying to share with people. And I know I get a lot of resistance because many people want to have like a kind of a motto, or it's not a dogma, it's like a philosophy they want to go with, like you never sell Bitcoin, you always hold on it. And look, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? And many people find it satisfactory and kind of almost peaceful because they buy Bitcoin and then they don't have to do anything, right? They don't have to worry. They don't have to study anything. They don't need to look at charts. Maybe they can look at charts, but for fun, they can look at the price. They are okay if the price goes, to $100,000 and then it crashes to 70 or 200,000, and crashes to 70 or more. They are okay with these things because it's part of their understanding of what Bitcoin is. Uh, I think it's, I went through three different bubbles, and every time I always wish I could have sold some of my Bitcoin. I know it sounds crazy to some people, it sounds anathema. You don't have to do it. You're free agent, right? You can do whatever you want. That is my particular approach. And it doesn't contradict anything, right? If you want to hold, you can still hold and learn about the power law, learn about these patterns, learn about what is going on with the price. But if you decide and say, listen, I only have zero point 0.3 Bitcoin and I would like to have more, and maybe I'm available besides stacking and everything, everybody else, if I want to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe I want to do other things. I want to buy some MicroStrategy. Maybe I want to learn about options. Maybe I want to do some of these idea of selling a little bit of my Bitcoin and rebalance my portfolio when I arrive to a top. And I do think, that I can learn, not because I have the answer for everything, right? We make this projection that there'll be a certain top at a certain time because we think right now that Bitcoin is our teacher. Bitcoin is telling us, look, we had three different cycles. The cycle happen at the right time, at the right place. You don't have to get the right height because it can be anything, right? It's mostly a question how big the deviation is and where is likely going to happen. But we think is going to happen next year, at the end of the year, close to the end of the year. And this is why we work hard in creating these indicators that we have, where you have a lot of visual clues and mathematical clues that we are close to the market to crash, or it has crashed. So everything in life has a risk involved with it. Even owning Bitcoin is a risk in itself. And so you can decide what is the proportion of risk that you want to take. You know, uh, Fred say that I am dogmatic in my approach. I'm not. It's if somebody thinks, oh, you should never sell, you should never do anything with your Bitcoin, then that is probably dogmatic, right? And again, is what you decide is best for you because you don't want to worry, you don't want to take any risk, etc. Maybe you want to look at alternatives, like studying options. Is something is it interesting to you, uh, to maybe protect uh, your position, right? For example, I was surprised that even British Odol, that by the way, because I am in this spirit and trying to reconcile with everybody and trying to look at things in a different way. If uh, if you reach a British Odol, because I cannot reach him, given I'm blocked from him, uh, tell him that I maybe we can talk again, or maybe we can discuss in a more civil way and communicate our different styles if he's interested. But I heard a video of him where he was suggesting exactly what I'm suggesting. Sell. He was actually saying that maybe you want to sell a little bit of your Bitcoin. Is what he was suggesting, and it was a good idea, right? And then you can use options. Maybe you can use options like put options, where you think the market, not even think, you maybe feel that maybe the market is going down, and differently from what he was talking about, he was all about feel. We have some tools now. Are these tools going to work also in the future? Well, for sure it's better than nothing. For sure it's better than having feelings. So I don't this is not a dig to British Odol. It's really our different styles. From what I understood from his video, he was saying just go by feelings. You feel that you have enough gains during the bull, um, then sell some of your coins and buy some, basically called it like an insurance policy. It is a put option. You can do it. It depends where you live. You can do it against Bitcoin itself, or you can do it against MicroStrategy or some miners. So you have many different um, tools that you can use. Eventually, I want to explore some of these tools with you in different videos. What we can do, what are the different possible approaches, etc. And you can use dynamically all the volatility that Bitcoin has. Because let me say this, okay? You can show that if we continue on the power law path, and I think this is one of its most stable uh, information that we have about Bitcoin, that very likely it will continue. Right? It's an hypothesis. Is it a certainty? No. It's I explained many times that this system, like power laws, tend to be scale invariant. That means they continue to behave in the same way also in the future. And everything that happens to Bitcoin, my theory, right? That is proportional to where Bitcoin is. You don't have to believe it, but if you find it useful, if you find it interesting, if you find it that maybe it's something that I can consider better than just guessing, or better than wishful thinking, then it's a guide. It's a way of, it's almost like you have lights, and that joke that say there is a person that is looking for the keys, and is doing it under a light, right? And then somebody comes and say, "Oh, what are you doing? I'm looking for my keys. Did you lose it nearby?" "No, I didn't lose it nearby. I lost it over there." "But why do you look here?" "Because there is light," right? You probably know that joke. There is light here, right? Um, well, it kind of, I know it's a joke, but it makes kind of sense, right? Because at least you have a chance. Maybe you don't remember that you lost it over there. uh, you lose it here, but at least you have a chance to find it here, while you have zero chance in the darkness, right? And so if these things works and the cycle continue, etc., and in my understanding, I think this is the most likely scenario, that we will continue on the power law, that we will have cycles. Now, the height of the cycle is probably the weakest component. We can make an estimate that, again, is better than uh, nothing. My estimate is 200K by the end of the next year, but we don't need that. We just need to know that there is a large deviations, and we have all kind of tools to tell that, and it's kind of in the time where all the other peaks have happened in before. So usually, if you want to be very, you want to use a very wide range, the end of the fourth quarter in 2025. So, this is my approach. Now, if some people find it offensive, they find it's not useful, they find it is maybe even dangerous because all kind of things. The danger goes in both direction because if you see your portfolio and this, I don't know what it is, $1 million, and then it goes down to again to $200, $200,000, uh, you lost money. There is no other way. Yes, you have the same Bitcoin, but you will have to wait years and years and years to go back to that million. And you could have bought some Bitcoin if you sold some, or if you did some options, or if you did other things, right? So being completely focused on this approach that you never sell, that is the worst thing you can do, and so on, it's good for some people. Making it a religion where everybody has to abide by that, otherwise, is not a good member of a Bitcoin community. I think is counterproductive and it doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so people are free to do whatever they like, and if they do it with awareness, if they do it with focus, if you have a plan, and if you study, and you are taking some responsibility for what you're doing, you can go both direction. You could make money out of this, right? And then other tools like right now I'm using an algorithm. I'm using an algorithm that is doing active DCA. We can talk about that algorithm soon. I didn't even create the algorithm. I'm working with a company that is helping. We are using the power law to improve the algorithm, and I think it's an amazing tool because I'm buying some extra Bitcoin that I will not be able to buy if I didn't have it tool. And the company even told me, it's funny because they say, Giovanni, we were afraid to talk with you because we know that you are so honest and so direct in your understanding of these things that if the algorithm didn't work, you will have told everybody it's terrible. And instead, I'm telling you, it's wonderful. I'm using it. It works. I really don't make any money out of that. They are giving me access to the algorithm. That is my deal because I don't want to be influenced by, uh, by uh, telling you to do something through money. That is no, uh, and I'm using it myself, right? So I care about the community. I care about the little guy, and I'm trying to be helpful with tools. And then you can decide this is a good tool, this is not a good tool. You can test it, you can try, anything that allows you. I'm not against MicroStrategy. I'm not against even some shit coins. If you feel that okay, there is this meme coin is running for a few days, I'm going to buy and then sell it, and then doing it with a few $100s, and then use that gain and buy some more Bitcoin, why not? Just do it in a proportional fashion, trying to understand what are you doing, learning the process, have people advising you. This is why we have a community with 600, 700 people where we help each other and we support each other and we give advice and you learn. So just don't do anything stupid, don't do anything under leverage, crazy leverages, or and put all your money in a coin because you're thinking you're going to be rich beside Bitcoin, right? So all these, I don't see, and I don't, at this point, I don't care if it is anybody, even Sailor or anybody will say Giovanni is crazy that is telling people to do that. There is nothing crazy in what I'm saying. It's very rational, it's very balanced, and it's a little bit more aggressive than the average um, influencer on Bitcoiner influencer. There are people that are completely degen and they have channels followed by thousands of people that tell you to buy this coin, so this other coin. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just telling you to be a little bit more flexible, to be open your eyes and look at study Bitcoin, understand the patterns, understand what is going on, and then you make some decisions. And there is nothing wrong with that. Okay, that is my approach to this. And I wanted to explain it because I'm getting sometimes a lot of criticism. That is one of the differences that I have with Fred, for example. But in general, I don't understand why people should be excited at all. That is one of the questions that I would like to ask Fred or anybody else. Why should we get excited about the bull runs? Maybe because some people think we will never go down, right? We start a bull run and the bull run will be forever up without any adjustment, any correction that Bitcoin has done for 15 years. Very strong correction because the idea is that we continue to be on the power law. And if we have anything that goes exponential, we go back. I thought people, you know, uh, Fred liked this idea. If when he shows that Bitcoin is following a power law, when you average, I mean, averaging. Okay, maybe that is all what you care. This power law growth. Then yes, when you will not care about the bubble because they average out. See, like here, they average out, right? The bubbles average out. But you're losing all this upside that you could have used. And I know it's risky. I know that when people say, oh, you cannot time the market, this and this, or it sounds wise, right? Sounds very wise. And maybe it is for some people. Other people, like for example, me included, because I went through all these cycles, and every time the price crashed, it was crushing my soul. Okay. And I always thought, I always thought two things. One, when during the bull, oh, this time is different. And you always say, this time is different, this time is different. And never been different. I've been always the same. And later, in another video, because I don't want to make it super, super long, uh, we can share why we think these cycles are consistent. One of the reasons is because the long-term holders, like something that I have repeated before, are the first one in selling. And if you think the long-term holders in this time, because there are ETFs, etc., do not want to sell, I think you're making a mistake. Okay, maybe you don't care because you want to hold, and then, like I say, all the respect in the world for you because it's your decision. You want to do that. You don't want to worry. But if that is the only reason, because you're thinking that oh, this time is different, it will not be different. Okay, it sounds arrogant. So let me adjust it and say very unlikely that will be different. Sometimes I make this statement because I am already assuming that I'm talking about probability. It's very unlikely that when we reach very high prices, now is it 200,000, is it 300,000? We will see. But when we reach very high prices, with our huge deviations from where we are supposed to be according to the power law, two, three, four times, then there will be a correction, a strong correction, 1 year correction, like the one we have. I so far my philosophy is unless Bitcoin shows that there is something different this time, we should go with what Bitcoin has shown us. There are three phases. There is one when we follow the power laws, one we go up exponentially, one we go exponentially down. You think I'm crazy to claim this is going to happen again? Well, then okay, but my understanding of Bitcoin is until we have evidence that this is not true, you should expect this. This is the rational choice, the rational idea uh, behind these patterns. That it's the most rational thing that you can do in thinking that there are these patterns, they will repeat. Then, on the basis of that, you can take some decision, whatever that decision is. That could be from doing nothing to take some action, to protect your gains while we are going up. Okay, so this is my position. We can discuss it more. We can go in more depth in terms of the things that we can do, in terms of the uh, why why we think that is very likely, what is the theory, what are the evidence, what it is the data, uh, to kind of make us feel confident this is happening, right? Again, is 100% true? We don't know. But to me, it's better having some information, some understanding, some light, and not having any information at all. Okay. Hopefully, this is useful to you. Let's discuss more. Thank you.